Alright guys, so some time ago, me and a provider that I work with got into a discussion about a podiatrist. The provider that I work with stated that the podiatrist was not actually a doctor. In my provider's mind, this podiatrist was a doctor because he went to graduate school, but not a medical doctor, which technically, yes, he is correct. He is not a medical doctor. I really shouldn't say that with quotations because he didn't go to medical school, but we still called him Dr. Podiatrist, or whatever you want to call him. So he said it is just far too easy to become a podiatrist to be called a doctor. If you want to call him a doctor, he should be an educational doctor, like, you know, a doctor of education or whatever it may be, a PhD or whatever it may be. And he wasn't ugly. I know it's sounding like the provider was ugly, but the provider was not ugly in the conversation. But it got my mind wondering how much different was the school that they went through, one to become a podiatrist, one to become an MD, and then just for good measure, I threw in an optometrist in the mix. So let's start off with how long it took and what is the pay for an MD. MD, medical doctor. The doctor that I was talking to had a specialty in urgent care medicine. He was an urgent care doctor. Of course, I was working with him. Not in an urgent care, but he was an urgent care provider. Or that was what his specialty was in. So, you're looking at number one, starting out, you're going to go a 4-year BS. Now, that's across the board for all of these degrees, we'll say. 4-year BS. And typically, you want to minor or major in something that is science related. Biology is the go-to pre-medical sort of field. Biology is it. You're going to learn a lot. Chemistry would also be a good one, but you want a science major. Biology specifically is a very good one. After that, you go to 4 years of medical school. So you're looking at 8 years total at this point in time. After that, to become a medical doctor, you go to a residency. Now that can be anywhere from 3 to 7 years. From what I have gathered, but the provider I was discussing with went to 4 years, so we'll just use his as an example. He was an urgent care provider. So you're looking at 4 BS, 4 medical school, 4 residency, so you're looking at 12 years total. So the youngest he could have been graduating from becoming a doctor or finishing his program to become a doctor is 30 years old, assuming he was 18 when he went in, you know, right after high school. 18 years old. So from 18 to 30, 12 years, that's, you know, that takes a little bit of commitment, to be completely honest with you. I'm not smart enough, nor do I have the drive to become that field. I just could not be a medical doctor. Once you become yourself a doctor, you're looking at making, here in North Carolina, $233,348 a year. In the U.S., you're looking at just a little bit more, $248,076 per year. Quite a bit of change. Quite a bit of change. One thing to note in medical doctoring, we'll call it that, in the MD residency program is you typically get paid to become a resident. So you're not a full-blown medical doctor, but you've finished your 4 years of medical school after finishing your 4 years of your BS, and now you're doing your residency. You'll get paid for that. So you'll get paid after 8 years, but you're not, you know, a full medical doctor. You still got to complete your residency. Whew, that took some breath out of me. Now, podiatry. Looking at podiatry, again, 4-year BS. Again, you want something like biology. You want a pre-med sort of field. Biology is the best one. After that, you go to your post-grad, which is 4 years of podiatry school. Better find one. I don't know of one, but find yourself a podiatry school. Could be completed in 3 years. Your post-grad could be completed in 3 years. Typically, is 4 years. You probably got to really push it to do it in 3 years. And then after that, you have to do a residency that can take up to 36 months, depending upon where you live in the United States. So let's just fulfill this to the longest, you're looking at 4 years BS, 4 years post-grad in a podiatry program, and then 3 years of residency. So 4, 4, 3, 11 years total. So 11 years for a podiatry program if your state requires you to do 36 months of residency. I did not find this, and I don't know this to be true, but I did not see that podiatry gets paid during their residency. I didn't see that, but you probably do. I would assume you do, but may or may not be the case. Not fact, so I'm not going to call it fact. But so 11 years for a podiatry program. Once you graduate, you are looking at making some dollars. However, about $100,000 less than a regular doctor. In North Carolina, the average $143,239, which is $90,000 less than the $233,000 you're making as a resident or as a medical doctor in North Carolina. So $90,000 less. However, that is still a lot of money. $143,239. That is a lot of money per year. I mean, whew, that's a lot. In the U.S., it's actually lower. You're looking at $123,428 per year in the U.S. to be a podiatrist. The program takes 11 years. Still a lot of money. That is a lot of money once you break it down. My gracious, $143,000 or $123,000, wherever you're at in the United States. Whew, a lot of money. Lot. But 11-year program. Now, the next program, one that I just kind of threw in here just for fun, just for giggles. Oh, one thing to note. Once you become a podiatrist, if you're a doctor, like a family doctor, you're an MD, medical doctor. In podiatry, you're a DPM. That is your, whenever you see doctor, and like dentist is like DDS. Doctor for medical is MD. For podiatry is DPM. You're a DPM past your doctor. I guess you're right. DR, DPM, Chris? I don't know. However you want to write it. You do it that way. The last one that I added in just for fun that me and this provider did not discuss is optometry. Eye doctors. Now, I could not be an eye doctor. One, I don't have the intelligence. Two, I can't handle eyes. I just can't. Can't do eyes. Can't do eyes. Once you're looking at this, you're looking at, again, the 4-year BS. Again, biology is your go-to for this one. After that, you go to 4 years of optometry school. And then you're looking at 1 year residency. So 9 years total. So not very long, 9 years. If you're 18 when you get into it, you could be as young as 27. Be done with it. So once you're looking at the end of this, one thing to note, in the 4 years of post-grad, the 4 years of optometry school, 2 years is theory, 2 years is hands-on clinical. So for 2 years, you're going to be in the classroom, and then for 2 more years, you're going to be in the field, hands-on. Not exactly residency, but sort of like a clinical setting. I guess you really just follow an instructor around. I'm not exactly sure because I never went to optometry school. So can't really speak upon that. So you're looking at 9 years total. So for an MD, you're looking at 12 years. For a podiatrist, you're looking at 11 years. Optometry, you're looking at 9 years. But again, all of these things can change depending on how good you do in school, when your classes are offered, things like that. Once you graduate from optometry school, become an optometrist or an OD. I'd like that one just be OD, the dog from Garfield, OD. It's not spelled OD, but I would be Chris, OD, and I would introduce myself as OD Chris, or something like that. It'd be cool. Anyways, you're looking at making $148,253 per year here in North Carolina. Nationwide, this one's going to get you $272,079 per year. I mean, you are looking at making some dollars across the United States. That is the highest paying position that we've discussed this entire time, is an optometrist. Couldn't handle it myself, but if you could, look into it. Optometry is going to pay you. Woo, going to pay you. And it's only 9 years to get it. That's what I'm talking about. So, you're not going to be a medical doctor, and providers that I work with are going to say, hey, you're not really a doctor because you're not an MD. You know, whatever it may be. Not going to be ugly to you, but that's what they're going to say. However, I myself could take that easily. Yes, sir. For $123,000 is the least paying. So, yes, I could definitely do it. If you know someone, or if you went through these programs yourself, please let me know more information about comparing the three of them. I have never been to school for any of these things. Have no idea how hard they are or how much time it takes to become any of them. I only know what I've been told and what I've read about. So let me know. If you like this video, check this one out over here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. Let me know. This is something that interests you. Maybe it don't interest you. That's a lot of money to talk about, though. You know. Hope it helps. Thank you much.